Can't wait for Christmas to be over, you said?
Yeah, I can't wait for Christmas to be over.
From a work perspective or a personal perspective?
Both. It just gets more and more bloody expensive every year.
It's so true.
Why from a personal perspective?
Look, it's just really expensive. Don't get me wrong, I got this thing, yeah? Well, I don't have this thing. I heard this thing where someone said adults shouldn't get gifts. The only person that should be buying adults gifts are like parents, like husband, wife, you know what I mean? It should only be for kids. Completely agree. I shouldn't be buying another grown-ass adult a gift. You have your own money.
I pretty much agree.
I return the gift I got you guys?
Yeah, return that shit.
Yeah, return it. I knew that was a certainty.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I had a crazy day today. My dog got attacked on our morning walk, and so he was super bloody. And I was, yeah, it sucked. And I was art directing a shoot today, so I'm like the one that's like directing, the director on set. And so that was happening today, so I like couldn't really do anything about it. So my wife had to not go to work and like take him to the vet. And then on the way to the shoot, that I was already like an hour late before I got pulled over. I got a ticket.
Shit!
What kind of a ticket did you get?
Speeding ticket, obviously.
No, actually it wasn't. It was I forgot to pay my registration. And so the guy pulled me over, and he was super nice. He's like, "I saw you had your phone in your hand too, so I'm just gonna give you a phone ticket and just get your registration fixed." So that was nice.
You know what I've noticed? They do that a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They actually do that a lot.
Being I was super nice. I'm like, yeah, like there's no excuse. I'm sorry. Like I should have got it done.
There was this one time like I was speeding. I mean, like I was fucking speeding.
You were zooming.
I was zooming down the 118 to the 23.
You cannot not speed on the 118.
Like that's what I'm saying, right? So I'm speeding, right? And I usually have my Waze on just to let me know when cops are there. And I see, and it's already too late. You know when you see them, and you're like, oh, it's fucking too late. I was already pulling over. I don't know how. I didn't realize how fast I was going until I looked down. I was doing 95 plus. So I pull over, and it's an older cop, and I'm real nice to him. He's like, you know what, man? Well, you were trying to rush it. I was just trying to get to work, mate. I'm very sorry about that, sir. You know, sir this, sir that. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to give you a 79 mile per hour ticket. It's the cheapest one out of all of them. Just be more careful. I was like, oh, thank you.
You're gonna be paying a lot otherwise.
Dude, it's a lot. Like that ticket was 400. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine what the 95 plus is going to be.
I've got a ticket over $100, going over 100.
Yeah, but isn't that reckless driving, or is that 105?
No, it's over 100. The guy. It was actually on my birthday. I was going to pick up my ex-girlfriend like this, like over 10 years ago when I was young and dumb. Younger and dumber, I should say. I got a lawyer, so they made it go away. I actually had a customer who was a lawyer. He kind of took care of it for free.
That's really nice.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Oh, look at that.
No one cares about the league table. No one cares about our league table.
They don't, Keith? They don't care about it?
No, it's just pointless, guys.
Because you've dropped from being King Aragon all the way till
Sauron, just the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
Where am I even?
You're fourth.
Oh, this is in
4. You're not even on podium. Look at this.
Okay. But look at like my point. So I'm second in points scored.
Who's first?
To you. Okay. But only by a few. By 10. Okay. And look at points against. I'm second in points against too.
No.
Only by a few.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I'm not like ripping up my team, even though I've been on a pretty bad little run. It is what it is. Yeah. Enzo, you're if you look at those stats for you, they're not great.
You see, but you know, it is great. I'm in
Your
top
wins.
spot. I got 9 wins in a row.
It's
not ideal.
I don't remember us being this like happy and cocky when we were in first place, like in the first.
I'm pretty sure I remember you being a right cunt. All right.
Are you talking to Keith?
No, I'm talking to you. Keith was actually solemn. Like he had a couple bits. He'd do it at the beginning, and then it'd be over with. And then he changed his picture. The picture was the only thing that was like a little, fuck you.
That irked you? Yeah.
But you, Sergey. I called you Sergey.
Should we get into this? I want to bust through this because I'm a very unhappy man.
You want to bust through this, dude?
I do not want to be here. Things have just not been good for me on the fantasy.
Yeah.
Fronts.
You want to bust quickly?
Yeah, I want to be done.
So this fucking anger bang?
I don't think there's any sort of fornication going on.
Got it. All right, let's go.
Well, does it make you any happier that we are, the three of us, myself, Enzo, and Sergey, are the ones ahead of you? Or does it make it worse?
Infinitely worse.
Yeah,
infinitely worse.
I know.
It's funny. You know what's funny? Because you said how good it was when you were top, that all 4 of us were top.
Oh, it's good for the podcast that
And now all of a sudden, now he's at the bottom of the totem pole. Now it's whatever's. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, it's good for like us collectively, but it's just not good for my own emotional standpoint. Like that meme that Sarah keeps sharing of that guy getting pushed down into the ditch. Like I haven't really like said anything, but it really bothers me. Every single time I see it, there's like a little bit of rage. It just starts like growing.
Where did that come from? Because that's just perfect.
It's from King of the Hill.
I know
like,
it's from King of the Hill.
I don't know any context behind it. I've watched very few King of the Hill episodes, but it's like this guy like trying to climb out of a ditch, and someone just like pushes him back into the ditch. And now every single time I do anything remotely, just like even every single time I do anything, so he just sends that meme, and it's just like I'm just defeated.
Oh, sorry.
I'm emotionally just beat down right now.
It's a pretty good meme.
It's actually that episode of itself, that scene, it's pretty funny. It's towards the end where that guy's being a dick to Hank's wife, so he just Peggy, so he just doesn't let it come out.
We've actually had some really good memes like just get abused. The chat.
Yeah,
the Tom Cruise one. I missed that one. I did not think that a meme could get under my skin so badly as some of the memes in our fantasy soccer group have. It's pretty devastating. All right, let's get into this. All right, let's go.
Hello and welcome to episode 69 of Draft Offsides.
Baby.
With Tico and Enzo. My name is Keith. And man, we're here. Match day 15. Things are looking up for the Tico, Enzo, and Sergey. Things are looking down for me. It's been a little bit of a downward trend, but we go on. Chelsea's winning, so that's good. Tottenham had a good win. United had a good win.
I don't think
Arsenal
any
had
of
a draw.
None of us thought Chelsea would be here right now.
I don't even think Chelsea thought they'd be here. I don't think anyone Chelsea thought they'd be here.
Moretzka still, he sounds like friggin', who was the Ranieri when he was at Leicester? Yeah, we're not trying to win the league. We're just trying to get top 4, and he's going to somehow fucking win the league.
You know what, though, I will say is Chelsea's really rode their luck a lot. Like, some of defensively, they've gotten away with some stuff, and, like, they just haven't finished games like they should. And so, I just don't see this sustaining. And, like, I think that Arsenal draw was pretty impressive. If you really want to talk about, like, impressive performances.
I'm going to say that the way they're looking, you need a little bit of luck, in my opinion, to win a league. So
yeah, you do. Absolutely. Okay, let's just bust right through this because I do not want to be here. It's been a bad week for me, and I just want to put this one behind us and start over. So, Studs and Duds, Tico, take it away.
Ismail Assar, 37.75 points from Crystal Palace, not a household name. Contributed in all 3 Palace goals with an assist and 2 goals. Prior to this game, he had a 25-point game and a 10.5-point game, and the rest of it was single digit. So I don't think there's anything that is kind of consistent here. You're just going to see pretty mediocre games, and then you'll see like this magical game once in the blue moon, once every few weeks.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I definitely think it's just a unicorn game. Like, I think we picked him up early. A lot of people thinking high hopes for him at the beginning of the season. He actually got drafted a lot, but he got dropped by a lot more people after that.
The one thing I will say, and we'll talk about this a little later too, and I don't want to get too into it right now, but is that he is seeming to lock in a role. So take that with that what you will. Doesn't mean you're going to generate points, but I think it's looking that lineup is looking more and more like he is a big part of it. You know what I mean?
Palace is trending upwards.
And Palace trending upward. Yes, that would be my one thought. Okay, who's next?
Lewis Hall from Newcastle, 37.25 points versus projected 14.6. 2 assists, 5 key passes, which brings his average to 9.8. We talked about Newcastle defense for the past couple of years. There is a lot of value here. I think it's good to own a part of the Newcastle defenders.
Guess who had to play against him this week?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fun.
37.25.
He had what? 2 assists.
Yeah, clean sheet, 2 assists.
2 assists.
Passes. Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, he's a good player. It was interesting because when he came last year, you weren't sure if he was like up to snuff, and then you just realized how young he is, and you're like, oh, he probably just needed some really time to like settle. Because he hadn't played a lot for Chelsea prior to that.
Yeah.
But he's starting to look good. I mean, Trippier is a non-factor. So then you're looking at Livermento and Hall. And they're never going to be Trippier, but I think they can definitely contribute.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I also think this will be his high watermark of the season.
It's like you said he got 2 assists. It says on Fantrax he only got 1 assist.
It was 2.
I don't think that matters for your matchup, but it could.
No, I wasn't close enough.
Really? It says 1 on mine.
I see 2.
Yeah. Where are you looking at?
Oh, you know what? It's even got the score wrong. That's weird.
Are you looking at the right game?
Yeah, I'm looking at the right game.
Are you looking at the right hole?
Yes, I'm looking. You know, fuck off. All right, carry on. Sorry. It said 4-0 on there too. I don't know. Go on, keep going.
All right, that's probably the previous game. All right,
No,
who's
it's
next
the
after
same
Lewis Hall?
game.
Anthony Robinson, 30.25 points versus a disrespectful 7.5 points projected points. 2 assists, 5 key passes.
You gonna keep going?
I'm going to keep going. 5 key passes, 3 tackles, 3 crosses, 3 interceptions, 1 clearance, 1 dribble completed, a block shot, an aerial one, number 1 ranked defender, number 1 in total points, number 1 in points per game, ranked 11 overall. USA, USA, USA.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's one of the best trades I've made this season for me.
Yeah,
Great.
that was a good trade you made against me. But I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm still not mad.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be mad. You got Jackson.
I got
and,
Jackson.
and he's been playing. He's one of the best
But-
strikers in the league right now. So if not the
yeah,
best.
but I think you're getting more. You got more right now, but it's not like it wasn't like a bad trade. But you definitely got more. I think Anthony Robinson, since that trade, has really gotten even better. It seems like he's grown into himself even
He's
more.
got
so.
the most assists of any defender this calendar year in the Premier
I mean,
League.
he is the best left back in the Premier League, without a doubt.
This is in the world. This is what happens
That-
when the player goes under the right manager. They thrive. You know, he was doing pretty well on
Thank
the Keith's
you.
team.
Thank
Now goes on Vincenzo's team. Now they're number 1. I don't know why I called you Vincenzo, but
Oh my
you know,
God.
Thank you.
Oh
I
my God.
appreciate it.
That's what you're right. That's me. It's like that Taylor Swift song.
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
problem.
My defenders are on fire. They carry me every week.
Sickening. But yeah, I mean, amazing.
Anthony Robinson's a really good player.
Really
Yeah.
exciting. I'd be curious to see if they start getting people coming for him, like at Manchester United, who really needs a left back for their wing system. Like, there's definitely some people that could be very interested in him.
But would he want to leave Fulham now, especially the way they're playing? They're not playing badly. They're a good team. And I don't think he'd go to Man United. I think he'd go to I think there'll be bigger clubs going for him that he'd probably rather go to.
Yeah, I mean, for that cash money, I could see him going anywhere.
Yeah, like Americans love coming to Tottenham, so
I mean, he's actually British. Like he
Yeah.
was like he has like a British accent. He's like he's one of those like expat like players. But hey,
yeah.
we'll take it.
or in Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has his like dad is like it's like one of those
Yeah.
situations. He has
Yeah,
a
he's-
passport. That's
And the
about it.
funny thing is, England doesn't have a left back now. They have to play a right back in that position.
Oh,
I know, kind of funny. He would have been
Suck
a
it.
great addition.
it would have been.
Okay, who's the honorable mention for studs?
The Jed Spence,
DJ,
Jed.
right?
No,
Yeah.
Jed.
Yeah.
No, Jed.
Jed. All right, silence D.
Is he Dutch?
No, he's English.
He's English. What an interesting first name.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I was actually looking up. I thought it might be like Eastern European too, but
That's-
first start of the year had 24.75 points in the derby against Southampton. He was one of 4 Tottenham Hotspurs to score over 20 points, along with Sarr, Matters, and Son. But yeah, first start and he had 24.75. Obviously against a shitty opponent, but pretty something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it's one to look out for. I liked Jed Spence before he came to Tottenham. I think I can't remember what team it was. It Nottingham Forest, one of those that he helped bring up. And he did really well, and we picked him up. And then I guess something about his attitude. But, however, with Udogie getting injured, he might have an opportunity to play. And I like the way he plays. He's very attacking. Could be a nice pickup, but you want to monitor Udogie first.
Totally agree. What a first start. That's like stuff of dreams. All right, let's
Yeah.
move into the duds. What do we got?
Ryan Aitnori, always have a hard time with this. Negative 0.75 points versus projected 12.57. Got a yellow card and stoppage time in the first half. Got a second yellow at the 95th minute. So stoppage time killed him, gave him a -7 points and brought it to negative 0.75 where he could have had, 6.25 points and helped get his manager fired.
I mean, I think he was getting fired no matter what.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
coming.
I mean, just like the fact that it's the second game in a row that players were fighting after the game, it's really bad reflection.
Well, he lost the locker room when he started
Yeah.
talking about the players. But to be fair, like the players that individually, I think he has a better set of players than anyone in that bottom 3.
I
so-
agree. I agree with that. I would say look out for Aitnori. I think he might be a trade target right now.
I
Because
would.
with this ban, I mean, the Wolves have been bad. They've been letting in a lot of goals. You're hoping a new manager is going to come in and shore up that defense a little bit somehow. I don't know how. Maybe in
Mhm.
January. But if that's the case, I think Aitnori could really throw. He can have a really good second half of the season, and you could buy him for cheap right now. I think.
I think so, and I think if a new manager does come in, I think they go for a defensive manager. I see him going 5 at the back and going counter-attacking because that's the way they need to stop seeping in goals because they can score goals, but they can't stop letting them in.
Who else we got, Tico?
Chris Wood, 2.75 points, projected to have 14.92. Over his last 6 games, he's only averaging 6.29, and he only has 2 goals in that span. So we've been high on him, but he's hit a kind of a rough patch in the last 6 games, averaging less than 7.
Yeah, I don't even know if he hit a rough patch or if he was just on such a hot streak and now he's hitting the level that's probably a little more realistic for him.
Maybe. It could be. I think that his points per star, like we were told before, is really high. But I don't know. I'm not too down on him yet. He's another rotation player. Like you said, you want to play with the strikers or the midfielders that are hot, especially the ones that are scoring goals, and you roll them. I think he'll come back. I think this is a good Forest team, and they fin there, and they're still up there.
Before we go move on to the next one, just real quick, against the last 6 opponents has been Villa, City, Arsenal, and Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
They've also been having tough competition.
Opponents. So just wait till he gets to the ones below friggin' 6 and 7. He's just start banging in goals again.
I mean, they're in 4th there now, and I mean they have a pretty easy lineup coming up. They have Brentford, Tottenham, Everton, Wolves. So
I would try to buy low.
Buy low.
Yeah, I think it's a good. I think it's a good one, Tico. Good shout. Okay, who else we have?
Bernardo Silva, 3.25 points versus projected 13.54. He had no key passes in this game. It's only the second time that he started a game and he had no key passes. The last game he had like that, the first one was against Ipswich and back in August, which was the second game of the year. So it's kind of interesting to see no key passes on that team. Shows what their struggle and everything they're going through.
I'm surprised you only picked one player. There was not one Man City player in the top 30.
Yeah, I mean, it was just consistently bad across the board there, which as it has been for a while now.
Yeah.
So just rough times there. I mean, it's what do you do? It's not like you're firing Pep.
No, they just gave him a new contract for an extra year.
Yeah. So
you could blame it. We can blame it on injuries. All right, they're missing a lot of players. It's an aging team.
Aging injuries.
Injuries. So I'll give him that. No Kovacic this game. No Rodri. Brian is getting older.
Bunch of defenders out. Like they had Mateus Nunez playing left back. Like that's. I mean, that dude's not a defender.
No.
Yeah.
And the players they replaced, those great players they had in the past, like Savinho, I still think he's a good player. Doku, I think he's a good player, but the players they had before were proven. You know what I mean? Like Amares, won a league with Leicester, proven. You know what I mean? So this Man City team is...
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Honorable mention.
Virgil van Dijk, 0.25 points versus projected 12.74. Just 1 clear and 2 errors. One was his worst game of the season. When you look back, worst 3 games came in the last 4 games. So again, I don't know if there's something there or not, but Van Dijk has been on having a rough month.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you think? I mean, I think with defenders sometimes there is a drop off. He is getting older. I'm not sure if you're saying that Van Dijk's washed, but that is really interesting, Diego. That just the points that's a pretty big drop off.
It is a big drop. They haven't had clean sheets, have they? The last 4 games.
No, they've been struggling.
That's gonna
The one outlier was 17.75 when they had a clean sheet, but they played City. I mean, does that even count?
Right now, not really.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and,
all right.
And they had the best defense outside of City. They let in 2 against Fulham, 3 against Newcastle, and 2 against Southampton.
There you go.
Crazy times.
Crazy times.
All right, should we get into notes from around the league? Some of the main stories.
Let's go.
Kicking it off, Newcastle 4, Leicester 0. What a spanking, huh?
Oh man, Leicester had a bunch of injuries too. They had like no midfield in there, and when you look at those centre backs, like you can get behind them left, right, and centre. Connor Cody and Vestergaard. So fucking Isak Gordon had a fucking field day this game.
And then the Leicester keeper who's been really good this year, got injured and came off at half. And so then Newcastle scored 2 goals in like 5 minutes in the second half.
Real bloody quick.
But we're talking Hall. We talked about him, 37.25 points, over 21 ghost points, which is crazy. Isak, 34 points, goal and assist. Murphy, 25.5 points. And then Gordon with 20 points with an assist. I mean, having, 4 players over 20? Pretty good.
Pretty bloody good. It's better than having no players in the top 30, I can tell you that.
And for Newcastle, Pope, their goalkeeper, is out until mid-January, so he'll be out for the next month.
Again, I think Dubravka will be a freaking good pickup.
Yeah, I think it seems like Newcastle's kind of stabilizing. I think they kind of struggled early in the season. It seems like they're being in a better place. The 0 to all their defenders, like Dan Burn, is viable again. He looks like he's playing center back. So there's some good there's some good things going on there. Leicester, not so much. I kind of took a gamble on El Cahus this week.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake.
No bueno.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to him maybe for another week or so to see if there's anything there. But yeah, I think that might have just been a flash in the pan. That really good game he had.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I lost me my matchup, but hey,
that is what it is.
Next game, Brighton 1, Palace 3. We talked about Ismail Sarr with 37.75 points with 2 goals and an assist. Trevor Chalobah, 21 points and a goal. He's been really good for them.
He's had a couple of games in a row.
He's been one of those defenders that if you were able to snag him like free, pretty much, he's probably you're probably in a really good position because he's just the amount of points he's scoring is huge.
Yeah, his ADP was 1,196. So I'm pretty sure whoever has him rostered, they didn't draft it.
No, exactly. No, he's been solid. And then Tyreek Mitchell, who's on the other side of Munez, and Munez he was the number one defender before Anthony Robinson's masterclass this week. But Munez has been great, and Mitchell's on the other side providing an additional threat. So.
And Anthony Robinson's only going to go even further ahead of him next week because Munez is banned next week.
Oh, did he get a red?
He got a yellow. Too many yellows. It's that time of the season.
Yeah, it is. Brighton looked a little lackluster. They got a goal, but it was kind of like it wasn't a well-crafted goal.
Nah.
Yeah, like Welbeck's out, so I think that might have been a little bit of a factor. Minta's back in the squad. He scored last week. This week, he didn't do much. He played for, I think, 70, 80 minutes and wasn't able to do much.
Yep.
João Pedro had a few good moments, but looked really frustrated.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a good Brighton team, but I think we're just looking at, there's a lot of good teams in the league right now. So there's going to be results like this.
They can bounce back.
Yep. Okay, next game. City 1, Manchester United 2, the Manchester Derby. What a game this was, huh?
Dude, what a call, Keith. What a fucking gamble there.
Yeah, I predicted this one as a United win, but unfortunately, I also predicted Bournemouth to win, and those bets were tied together, so I got absolutely nothing for my genius.
But it was still genius. I didn't see this.
I mean, but also, how lucky was that, though? They scored in the last 5 minutes.
You can call it lucky, but, honestly, this was a terrible fucking game.
It was.
It was dead.
Yeah.
But
I was drifting off at moments during it.
Diallo was the shining point. I think this guy's. I said it early in the season. I said he should have been starting week in, week out. He's a big shining point. 30 points this game, got a goal. He's a star for Man United to build on, for Amarin to build on.
Did you guys see when he tried to shake Pep's hand after the game?
I thought that was actually. I didn't think that was disrespectful at all.
No, I don't think
it
so.
was. Yeah, I think it was just funny visual.
It was really funny because he went up like, "Hey, like you're literally like my idol. Can I shake your hand?" That's the vibe I got out of that.
Yeah,
it was more. I think it was more respect.
Yeah,
I think it was more respect. I don't think it was because he walked up. The camera was following him because he scored that game. It wasn't because they were following him to go see that. That's just
But it was so funny. And Pep was a little taken aback. The whole thing was still like very much like it was very much like banter stuff, and like there's a lot of funny memes online about it and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Can I give a couple of City notes?
Go for it.
So I think one thing we haven't talked about when the City struggle, we mentioned Rodri a lot, but I don't think we talked about Alvarez, which right now when they're struggling to score goals,
you're right.
I don't know if you guys follow him, but he's been doing very well.
Tearing it up, bro. Those goals, he's scoring golazos.
Golazos, yeah. Doesn't score goals, scores golazos. And then the second thing I was thinking, because after every press conference, what does Pep say? Cranks up the excuse machine. I just want my players back. Rodri, I lost the best player in the world. So I think he's the person he's happier that Rodri won the Ballon d'Or more than Rodri is, just because he could use the excuse, oh, we don't have the best player in the world.
That's funny.
I think he's been protecting his players, though. He's doing what a manager does. I think that's some Real Madrid bias right there with Pep, in my opinion.
It is interesting to see someone who's been so good for so long, all of a sudden that drop off, and like he looks like a deer in the headlights. Like he's not quite sure how to handle this, like the criticism, like all these things are just different from anything he's ever dealt with before in any part of his managerial career.
He even took a shot for Jose for no reason. Jose Mourinho. Maybe I'm more like Jose than I thought so. It's like unnecessary. The guy is not in the Premier League. The rival has been dead for years. You won. Like, why are you bringing him into it? Saying, oh, like pointing out he also struggled at the end.
Yeah, I think you don't really get a test of someone's character when they're winning. You do when they're losing. And I think we're seeing a little bit of a difference out of Pep, and that's not like a total knock on him. It's just it's the truth. Like no one's going to be their best self when they're on a 10-game losing streak or whatever it is. One of their last 11 is that it's something crazy like that, right?
Or if they're on a 9-game winning streak, they're not going to be their best.
Yeah,
they're unbearable.
Pretty unbearable. 9-game winning streaks are not good for the soul.
Very humble. Haven't I been humble? I haven't been talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, but it's implied.
Is it? Is it body language?
Just that shit-eating grin on your face.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your necklace is outside now, and you showing us some bling.
You're just like full lab.
All right, guys. I see the hate. I like it. I'm taking it all in.
All right. Southampton 0, Spurs 5. That was a slacking. I think it was 0-5 at halftime, right?
Yeah.
I was really shitting myself in the because we scored again real early, like we did against Chelsea, and I was like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, you're like traumatized. You're like a
PTSD, man.
You're like an abuse victim.
Yeah,
Most goals Spurs scored in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get one in the second.
They've got one of the best goal differences in the league right now. We just can't fucking win enough games to be fucking relevant.
Okay, I saw that. You know that Chelsea has 36 goals scored and 19 conceded.
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham has 35 scored and 19 conceded.
Mm-hmm.
But they're 10 places different from each other in the league. That is kind of a crazy stat, huh?
It is. It's just because like when they win, they win big, but when they lose small. You know what I mean? But they lose more than they win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not,
totally.
It is what it is.
When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Obviously, talked about Son. I think he had 2 assists. So 34.5 points. Tied with Anderson. Is that who it's supposed to be?
Darren Anderton. He's tied for the club record for assists.
Oh, assists. Yeah, okay. Madison, 34 points, 2 goals. Great for him. Pop Sar, 28.5 points. Tico picked up in both leagues. Good for you. We talked about DJ Spence with a 24.75 points. Yeah, and that Udogie injury, keep an eye on that. That's a really good point. Overall, good game. That lost Southampton's manager the job.
Yeah, Russell Martin.
He's gone. Sayonara. We're obviously not picking up any Southampton players, but I think it is interesting when new managers come in because there might be some rearranging, there might be some value down the line. So it's just something to keep an eye on. We're so dismissive of everything Southampton, and like they're not gonna like not get relegated, but they might put up more of a fight for the new
maybe.
manager.
Like they've really only got 2 players that I would even consider. That'd be Dibbling and Armstrong. They're the only 2 that I would. Because the rest of the players, they don't look like Premiership players, and they don't put up points.
I mean, Barrington Diaz is there. He wasn't getting any playing time, and he had some good performances last year for the Blades for Sheffield. So I mean, there could be something there if the right manager comes in. But I'm not saying like pick up Southampton players, but just be mindful of it. See what happens. Tico?
Similar to last year, when the year started, we didn't look at Luton Town or Burnley, but towards the end of it, the last, I would say, like 10 to 15 matches, they had some players that were consistently putting up points. So
exactly,
it's good just to kind of, not forget about them.
Absolutely. Some other major talking points. Both Arsenal and Liverpool dropped points. I think Liverpool obviously will be significantly happier with their draw than Arsenal was. I thought it was a very frustrating draw for Arsenal against Everton.
Dude, Liverpool went down to 10 minutes, didn't even look like they lost a man.
No, they look so good.
Do you see that he didn't make a sub right afterwards? They just
I thought
slotted.
that was one of the sickest things I've ever seen. Like you don't even need to make a sub. You're just like, now we got this.
Slotting Gravenberch right there and just keep playing.
Someone like the Bane speech. It's like you think the darkness is your ally from Batman.
I was born in the dark.
Someone like superimposed Sean Dyche's face onto that and wrote, you think corners are your ally? You merely adopted the set piece. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the open play XG until I was an experienced Premier League manager. But then it was nothing to me but a blinding.
That's fucking good.
Isn't that really good?
That's really good.
I also saw that Almiron won at the Emirates, and Arteta still hasn't won.
Yeah, he still hasn't won at the Emirates, and Almiron did it again already.
Dude, I saw the funniest post on Instagram. Someone said, rehire Ten Hag just so he could fire him again.
That's so funny.
Oh, shit.
But Liverpool is probably really, obviously frustrating for Robertson to go off the way he did.
I don't think that was a red card, mate.
I think it's a red. It's just one of those ones you just have to shake your head and be like, that sucks, but I think that's a red.
Look, he kicked it too far, and then they still had a goal. They still had a scoring opportunity. He didn't deny a goal-scoring opportunity. They had a shot. He just missed it. You know what I mean? And the way he hit it,
out of that guy.
Yeah, but the way he hit it, he was never going to make it. He just overhit it heavy. Anyway, that's another one to disagree. But go
on. But I think to me the Liverpool game, I thought before the red card, but I thought Fulham looked really impressive as they have. They literally are the Robin Hood team. They stole from the rich again.
Yeah,
and Arsenal did not look good, and Everton. Gotta be happy with Everton and happy with those defenders. We talked about they're going into a really tough run of games, but I mean, if they can hold these top teams, then those Everton defenders get even more valuable.
Dude, they're so good, and they get so many points.
We talked about Fulham possibly selling Robinson or selling some of their players, but they're only 3 points out of Europe. They might even, I don't know if you guys know who their owners are. They're the owners of WWE and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they have money. If they decide to buy a couple of players, they could possibly compete for Euros. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
It's a good shot. Chelsea 2 points behind Liverpool. Of course, Liverpool has a game in hand. Chelsea beat Brentford 2-1, and Brentford is one of their bogey teams. I think they've lost the last 3 games they played against Brentford. It was a solid game, like nothing spectacular, but good. Nico Jackson got another goal, which was obviously great.
He also tripped in the box.
What?
He also tripped in the box.
Missed a sitter. He missed it. He missed a sitter, and then he scored a pretty tough one. That's the nature of Jackson. He's very mercurial.
That's what you call it?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time. I think I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, but I feel like I personally feel like he is not like Chelsea's not quite there. Like there's some things that are just a little off.
Could I ask you, what would you change? Because at the moment, the only thing I would tweak in this Chelsea team is the defense.
Yeah, I think the defense isn't good enough right now to push for a title, because I think ultimately, like, obviously the only thing that really matters is you score more goals than you concede. But I think over a 37 game season or 38 game season or whatever, it's you're gonna have games where you're not gonna be able to score 4 goals a game, and you need to have your defense lock in. I just don't really have faith in the Chelsea defense to lock in.
Does Enzo Fernandez have anyone else that he could treat like a piece of shit so he continues his form?
He got another assist. He had another assist this game too.
I know he did.
Like, I think he's good. Someone told me.
Did you just say you think he's good? Like,
no, I think he's like doing great
as a player.
No, I mean, morals aside, I'm very happy for him. I think someone told me he's dating a pop star now.
He's such an arsehole.
He probably treats her like shit.
Probably. What doesn't open the door for her?
What if his wife was the abusive one? And what if he got out of abuse? You don't know. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You just assume that he's the bad man. What if he was actually he's actually got out of it? What you don't know. What if he got out of an abusive relationship?
Yeah, how about those racist songs that he's singing?
Yeah, that could have. You know what? She told him to sing them. That must have been it. She told him to sing them.
Black people. Maybe it was her. No, he's a sack of shit. But he's our sack of shit.
Maybe those kids aren't his kids.
Oh,
you know?
Okay.
It's a classic case. Same thing. Doesn't matter whoever it is, artist, sport, athlete, whatever. If they're performing, you're happy with them. But let me go through his game logs real quick.
Prior to this hot streak?
No, during the hot streak, since the Arsenal game, 13.5, 1 assist, 26.5, goal and assist, 17 points with the goal, 15 points, 1 assist, against Tottenham, 16.75 points, had a goal, and then this game, 15.75 with an assist.
You're just creaming your pants there.
Elite numbers.
I know
someone offered me, I got offered a trade by Nate for him. Dude,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think Nate's ever gonna be happy with his team. He offers trades week in, week out.
You know what though? I will say is I think he gets the Premier League well.
No, I think he knows too.
In the sense that he knows that everything's so up and down, so he's constantly just trying to make moves. But yeah, he offered me Enzo, and I was actually I was super tempted to take it. The only reason I didn't is because I already have Cole Palmer and Nico Jackson. That's too many Chelsea players.
After 3 Liverpool players, I'm doing fine. The guy had 0 goals or assists when he was in the relationship.
No, it's literally the exact moment that he left his wife that he started playing well. It's literally
insanity.
Clearly, that was an unhealthy family life. Clearly, he was not happy.
No comment.
Keith, does your wife listen to the podcast?
No, absolutely not. This would bore her to death.
You know what you need to do if you want to go back to first place.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. Okay, touche. 2 managers sacking, Neo Wolves, Russell Martin, Southampton.
I would take Gary O'Neill in a fucking heartbeat. Russell Martin isn't getting a fucking job in the Premier League ever. But Gary O'Neill will be fine.
Yeah, he'll go somewhere. I think he's likable, and I don't know. I like Gary O'Neill.
It's a young English manager. I think he needs an opportunity.
I think he got kind of fucked over by the
selling of Neto and
Kilman. Yeah, they sold 2 of their best players and didn't replace them with anyone.
No.
Terrible. Okay, moving on. Some key injury bans. Leicester goalkeeper Hermanson, who's been good. He's like a top 10 keeper. He came off injured. That's something to monitor. Palace defender Munez, 1 match ban for red card accumulation. Mazraoui injured. He just came off. Do we have any news there? It's just we're still trying to figure it out.
There's no real news there, but he came off, so monitor that.
Yep. Joe Ellington is currently injured. This is becoming a concerning trend with Joe Ellington and injuries.
Yeah,
something to monitor. I think that that makes Barnes and Murphy and players like that a little more interesting.
Yeah,
and Bruno as well, who has been playing pretty well because of the injuries as well. And the thing with Joe Linton that's interesting, when you look at his body type, it doesn't look like flimsy at all. Like this built like a tank, but keeps getting hurt.
Sometimes those bigger guys, actually, the injuries are worse because there's a lot more weight coming down on those ankles, like on the thighs and them with stuff. Chelsea defender Cucurella, I don't think it's a three-match ban. I think it's a one match.
Was it two yellows?
Yeah. But I mean, he's not super relevant. That was his first goal ever,
I think he's been, didn't he get the assist though too, the last game against Tottenham?
Okay, you're right.
So he's been playing well. He got rid of those Puma Vapor, the new shoes. They're not gonna sell those shoes. I can tell you that.
They did another ad with him after that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
like, it's not how you fall down, it's how you get up. Some shit like that.
Yeah, but
they're really working hard. They're working overtime on that one.
You change your shoes completely and throw them in the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Go on.
Pereira with a one-match ban, same yellow card accumulation. Yeah. Arsenal's Rice with an injury. Do we know how serious that is?
He came off again. I guess Arteta said he's been dealing with a knock for the last couple of weeks. So that could be something. It could have just been, preventative. You never know.
Has he underwhelmed this year? A little bit.
He's definitely gone under the radar because he hasn't had to do he's not been as offensive as he was last year. That's
he was popping up with goals and assists last year a little more, I felt like.
And he's taking corners this year more consistently.
Yeah.
So
I think this is what we expected him to be last year. I think last year he just had a
little bit of an anomaly.
Great first season.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit waivers. Name on here that I'm really liking is Jacob Murphy, owned in 38% of leagues. Huge games back to back, like 20+ point games. If he's just worth holding because A, he's a mid and mids are scarce, and B, if he's locking in a starting spot for Newcastle, and like after the last 2 games, he's starting the next game in the Premier League. There's almost no way he isn't. I think he's just worth having, and we're seeing how that goes. And we've seen a lot of him, but I also think that players can improve, and things change in the season, and he's been looking good.
Yep, I agree. I like Murphy. Murphy's a good player. He's put up some big numbers the last 2 games, and I think, like you said, with the injuries in there, and he's more of attacking. He likes to get in the box. He's got a lot of upside.
Yeah, see, he seems to just have a good nose for goal. Yeah, next one is Malassar. We talked about him. It's been pretty hit or miss, but after that game, that was an incredible game. I think the biggest thing, and we talked about at the top of the show, but just he's starting to look like that Palace team is starting to seem really settled, and him and Eze playing beneath Mateta, kind of really central, is pretty nice. Like it's pretty fun to watch. Like that team is really starting to like get their groove, find their groove.
Like a high side gamble on that guy.
Yeah, it's like you're chasing the form of Palace a little bit. But I think people have always rated him really highly. It just hasn't really worked out anywhere. Yeah. So I mean, there is a chance that he just really just turns it on with a good support cast around him.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. But I mean, I like the goals he scored. They weren't like these sensational whatevers, but like it was like the first one was just like you got to be there, it's just that gamble to be at the back post, and the second one you're just efficient. Hey, I'm with it. Next one on the list, Jed. How do you say Jed Spence, owned in 1% of leagues. I just think this one it's a little bit of like a risky pick, but I think it's a high risk, high reward pick. He looked good. It was his first start. But with that injury to Udogie, I think he gets some time, and yeah.
And I gotta say, I think offensively he's better than Udogie.
You do,
he's got better delivery. He's got a better outward pass cross, but he will be playing on that left hand side, so that's the only thing you got to look at. But it's a risky one if Udogie's out, and we'll see. But I think he'll work better, and I'm surprised he hasn't played more. I think it's because of Porro for the most part, but Jed Spence is a good player.
I mean, if he's offensively better, isn't Udogie like defensively not been that great? Isn't he been pretty responsible for a lot of mistakes too?
Yeah, he's been fouling a lot.
So interesting. Yeah. Another name on here. This is probably the most boring name you'll ever find on here, but it's just one of those efficient guys. Ryan Christie, owned 37% of leagues. He had a really good game with Bournemouth this week. Did you know that game had like 48 shots or something?
No,
it was a crazy amount of shots in that game. Yeah, but Ryan Christie had a bunch of key passes. He's just one of those efficient players. He's never gonna win you a league, but you could do a lot worse than him off waivers. And if you just need someone to fill a hole and get you a few points. And then I think the number one defender for me is Vitaly Mikolenko, owned in 37% of leagues, should be rostered.
I'm really surprised none of us have picked him up.
I know. I think I'm really eyeing him. Everton are looking like the old stodgy defensive team of Sean Dyche. It's looking good over there. And I know they have a tough run of games, but I mean, this Everton game made me feel a lot more. This Arsenal game made me feel a lot more confident in Everton's ability to just be a pain in the ass.
Put 5 behind the fucking ball and say, try to fucking score.
Yeah. What are you going to do now?
Yeah.
All right. That's waivers. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
There's one more. Burgess from Ipswich.
Okay.
He's 4% owned. He's had 3 double-digit games, 11, 17.5, and 11.25. They have been against Nottingham, Bournemouth, and then that Wolves game. I think he might be one to look at too if you need a defender. Try and ride it.
A defender. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
And then one thing, not on waivers, we forgot to talk about during the Manchester Derby. No Rashford, no Garnacho. Didn't even get dressed.
Yes. Yeah, they weren't even on the bench.
They're already saying that Rashford might be going in January. They're already fucking saying it.
Where does he go?
You said it, bruv. I think the same
Inter
thing.
Milan?
I think he goes to Italy.
Yeah, I don't see him.
I can see him play for Napoli. I can see him playing for Internazionale. I can see him playing for any one of those. Bologna?
International. No, he's going to PSG.
You think he would? Yeah, I could. Yeah.
But I think the PSG, they didn't really change their mentality. They're not really recruiting those like super expensive players anymore as much as they're recruiting the young players, right?
Yeah. Well, they lost Mbappe. I think after losing him for free, I think that was like a fuck
Slap
you.
in
You
the
know what I mean?
face.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's look ahead to. It's actually we were just going over match week 16. So let's look ahead to match week 17.
I got my bet already.
Okay, guys, I just want to say something because I was pretty devastated by that loss today from Bournemouth, and I did not like how I was feeling during that game. I think I'm done with parlays.
Yeah.
Parlays are a sucker's bet. Everyone I've talked to says that parlays are a sucker's bet, and guess what? We are suckers number 1, 2, and 3. We've been getting suckered left and right.
You didn't know parlay was a sucker's bet?
We haven't won a parlay since week 2. We're on week 16.
And
we've gone 14 straight weeks of losing every single parlay we've placed. We need to make some changes, guys. We should make some changes.
So just no more bets?
No, I think that we each pick a single game, and we don't parlay those games, and we just try and just play some small ball and get some bets on the table. Bet of the week. Each of us have a bet of the week, a game of the week.
Damn, I had a really good bet.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, we don't have to do this. You can just say both of you guys.
Talk about being a Debbie Downer. This guy goes down to the 4th in the standings all of a
I
sudden.
literally just like, I just sound like the lightly
just because your fantasy team sucks.
I like your bet when you were top. You had some cojones.
Jeez. We didn't win a single parlay last year. You know, you didn't complain last year because you were
okay. Let's do a parlay. Let's go. Are we gonna do the same thing we've been doing?
So how about this? We don't have because I think that what the problem is we're greedy people. That's gambling by nature. We could even do a 2-game parlay.
Yeah. Okay, we were greedy. The other thing that we haven't spoken about is that after the Tottenham game, we were talking about cashing out on our bet because we would have gotten 8-1 on our money. So our $10 bet would have been cashed out for 80. But then just that temptation of one more game for that to go to 155, that lost us.
I thought you were going to cash out. I actually thought you were going to cash out.
I was thinking about it, but I just felt like it was just the coward's way out.
You could have hedged.
You could have hedged.
Could have done a lot of things, guys.
So, do you want to hear my bet? And then I'll think about changing it from a 3 parlay to a 2-game parlay. Okay. I got Brentford to beat Forest. Brentford's at home. They're plus 120. Then I got Wolves to beat Leicester. They're plus 170. Bounce back game.
Wolves to beat Leicester, okay.
And then this is the crazy one that I might have to take out. Tottenham to beat Liverpool. They're plus 290.
That's plus 2,163.
To bet, that's a big dick swinging bet right there.
$10, put it down.
All right, $10 to win 237. Bet placed.
Lovely. I'll send you the money right now.
All right, Tigo, what do you got?
Newcastle to beat Ipswich Town.
Let me see this.
That's an easy bet. Nice, I like it.
Minus 140, I like that. Okay.
To beat Palace.
Minus 160, okay.
Chelsea to beat Everton.
Ooh, okay. Minus 165.
And then Fulham to beat Southampton.
Minus 235. So you're plus 538. You like that?
I like it.
Okay, risking 10 to win 53. Bet placed. All right, let's look at this. You know what? Another stat I read is that there's only 2 teams that won both in week 16 and week 15. Do you know who those 2 teams are?
Wait.
So only two teams that won in week 15 and in week 16.
Chelsea.
Yes.
And
Liverpool? No, Liverpool drew. Newcastle?
Palace.
Nottingham Forest.
Oh, shit.
But I say that because I think it's just this year, more than anything, it's been pretty nasty out there. So there's not a lot of consistency going on.
Hence why I got the top and Liverpool.
Ooh,
I got
there's some interesting games.
I got a feeling.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a Brentford Nottingham Forest tie. You hate that?
No, it's your bet.
Then I'm gonna go for Man, this is tough.
Oh my God, Sergey.
The thing I would say about Enzo, your bet is that Tottenham and Liverpool play Sunday and they played at 8:30. So if you hit everything else ahead of that, you could have a cash out option and you could hedge it.
I'm done. Probably hedge.
But hedge, you got to do the tie and the. I mean, they're not going to tie. Liverpool's going to win. We all know this.
Oh, we'll see.
I don't really know what I want to do here.
You don't have to bet if you don't want to, man. If you've lost the mojo,
you can pick a game.
You can just pick one game if you like.
Put like $1,000 on Chelsea.
Sorry, guys.
You want to take on Sergey's bet? You see Sergey's? You know what he says? Newcastle,
okay.
Forest, Fulham.
Newcastle, Forest, Fulham,
Leicester,
and
Arsenal.
It's plus 28.78.
I really wanted to include Man City in my parlay.
Okay.
Because they're plus.
They are.
It's not. You don't get City at plus quite often.
Yeah, but you also don't have them winning only one game in 11.
I was actually thinking, imagine like if you just bet against City the past 10 matches, and I'm sure they were like, the opponent was like largely underdog. You would have made some serious money.
Truly. Okay, I'm gonna do Sergey's bet, which is Leicester, Fulham, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Arsenal, plus 28.78.
Bloody hell! Wait, you took his bet, or you just did it for him?
I just did his. I think I literally just want to go with a Brentford Forest draw. That's my bet.
From all the matches and all the options, that's the bet you're going with.
What's the odds?
Oh yeah, I'll add City in there too.
No. I know how this is gonna end.
Plus 270.
So do your Brentford. Yeah, do the draw.
I'm gonna add the City game.
No, don't add the City game. Do the draw. Because then you're gonna blame us when that goes down the shitter.
Why you? You didn't do anything. It's me.
Dollars to win 27. I'm just defeated, guys. I'm just a broken man. I need a rebuild from the ashes.
Who are you playing next week, mate? Because I know Sergey's playing his brother.
It's the Barsagan ball.
It's the Barsagan ball. Who are you playing next week?
You know, this is amazing for you because
you're playing Eze Vardy, Sancho Party.
But I think I played Just Give Me the Lick.
Yeah, it's playing Just Give Me the Lick.
Oh wait,
no, you're playing Richarlison.
I'm playing Richard. Oh wait, I think I skipped. Sorry, I skipped too many.
You know, when you need a good slump buster, nothing like Derek.
I know he lost to the special one this week.
Oh,
no shame in that.
He was so hot. Now he's dropped. All right, let's wrap this up. This has been episode 69 of Draft Offsides. My name is Keith. I'm with Tico and Enzo. Follow us on all the socials at Draft Offside, and we will see you next week.
Just one thing, we should have our bets already done before.
I know, sorry. This was a crazy.
No. I'm just saying for the editing, because if we're gonna do video, that whole ending part,
I think we just edit out a lot. I'll just edit out most of that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, thank you guys. You guys were on it. Cool.
I was so excited to do the whole flag thing.
That was really good. I'm not gonna lie, I started laughing. That was really good.
The irony is I hate USMNT and all their players.
Yeah, I kind of thought that. I was shocked that you were so.
Anything for the pod.
Anything for the pod. Shit. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go figure out how to surgically repair my team into being a winning roster.
Bro, you haven't done anything bad. You've been scoring a lot of points. It's just your opponent has been fucking spanking you.
Yeah. That
is it. And you only lost 2 games in a row?
No, I've lost one, and I'm on a 1-game streak, but it's just I just can't get a run together.
Yeah.
Sergey's been on a 6-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
Keith, is Gordon available by chance?
Anthony Gordon?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. Solbaslai, the defender.
No, I just made that trade, and I think I'm losing on that trade too. And Wemos had 2 very good games since I traded him. 3 really good games.
I mean, maybe you haven't won a game since you've gotten Gordon. I'll give you Solbaslai and the Evan Nilsson.
It's from no fault from Gordon. He's played great.
I'm just trying to negotiate. I'll give you Evan Nilsson and Solbaslai.
Probably not that good. I'm not dropping Evan Nilsson, but I don't know if I'll be starting him next week.
I'll give you Diaz and a defender.
I don't know if I need more forward. I have enough forward headaches. What's going on?
He doesn't want to trade with you.
Not for the guy I literally just traded for that hasn't worked out super well. I have too much pride for that one.
Anyone want, can I have it?
I'll take him.
What are you going to trade me for?
Evan Nilsson. No, I want to get, I need a midfielder. So if you want to part ways with one of your best midfielders for one of my average forwards and defenders.
Sounds like such a good idea. I'm good. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just watch you slope down a little bit more. You can chip away at the bottom feeders down there.
You know, when I was ahead of you by a game, it felt more secure because it's technically like a game and a half.
Yeah. Technically, yeah.
Just because of the points scored. Even though recently you've been putting up points, so it's the gap has gotten less. But having more points is such a huge advantage.
It is.
It is. Unless you've lost games and those points mean nothing.
Which they still mean something because that's how you win by points.
That's for me. Yeah.
Is it? Because I haven't got I've got the fourth most points, I believe. Do I have the fourth most points?
Well, I don't think you have the fourth most, but you're getting up there. And
I'm pretty sure I got the fourth most.
Oh, the fourth most. Yeah.
In 2 weeks, you play Sergey, which
he's only scored 2 more points than me, mate.
But you've had almost the second to you're like
I had the second
top lowest points against
because Kyle's had the least amount of points scored against him.
Yeah,
dude, Kudus has been balling since you traded him, and when you play Sergey, he's playing Southampton, and Arsenal's playing Ipswich. So,
and when's that?
Huh?
When is that?
2 weeks.
A lot can happen in 2 weeks, my man. A lot can happen in 2 weeks.
Just one match.
A lot can happen in 2 weeks.
All right, I gotta get out of here.
Keith, hey, keep your chin up, all right? Don't worry about it.